right, there we go. So I'd like to give the floor over to Elisabeth Deswart, who is one of our faculty members here at Cuesta College.
Hey there, welcome everyone. It's so nice to be a guest on Cougar Voices again and to make some delicious food with you. And so tonight we're going to be making Mediterranean inspired salad boats and acai berry smoothie bowls. Can everyone hear me okay? Great. All right. So let's get started. We have, I went to Target. I took my $25. And so if you get to choose between, for your $25 Target card, between the salad boats and the smoothies, each of the ingredients is only $25. And it makes a lot larger portions than you're actually going to see demoed. I have so many vegetables to continue to prepare delicious foods with throughout the week. So I hope that you enjoy that gift tonight. So let's take a look at our groceries. So we have romaine hearts, and that's going to be the boat, the foundation of our Mediterranean inspired salads. And oftentimes Mediterranean salads don't have lettuce, but so I kind of have like the traditional salad resting like inside the lettuce cup, the lettuce boat. And really you could do, I did like a Mediterranean theme, but you could do any theme you wanted. Other things you could use as like a cup or a boat would be cabbage leaves. Purple cabbage leaves are really beautiful. You can use butter lettuce or iceberg lettuce. You could use blanched collard greens, and all of those things make really nice. It allows you to pick up the salad kind of like a taco. So we're going to, in our boat, our cargo is going to be 3 color bell peppers. And I love these mini belts because you can just snack on them. And then we're going to have some cucumber, sliced cucumber. Target also carries these little bite-sized Persian ones, which are really delicious. So that's another cucumber option for you. A lot of these you can just snap right out of the package, and it's a great time saver. Like you can just grab, these are cherry, like grape tomatoes. You can just take those right to school or to the office, and you have a wonderful, healthful snack that requires no preparation. So those are also going to go in our salad boat, as well as I'm trying to get the whole rainbow in. So we've got red tomatoes, orange, yellow, and red peppers. We've got green lettuce, green parsley, any fresh herb that you like. Other herbs that you could use, like with a Mediterranean flavor, would be mint, basil, oregano. And Dean Harrell, who's here with us tonight, our plant scientist, the farm, the Cuesta farm, has been growing basil and fresh herbs and peppers and tomato plants. And so whenever we have a plant sale, I encourage you to come and get some of their starts, and you can start a little garden of your own. Here is the purple. So we have a purple onion. And another purple ingredient is our Kalamata olives. Now you could also use like a buttery Greek olive, like a green olive, whatever olives sound good to you. But I like the taste of the Kalamata quite a lot. And then in my air fryer here, I just took this can of chickpeas and I strained out the water, and then I tossed the chickpeas and a little bit of tamari, But you don't have to toss them in tamari. You could just roast them as is. This is my current favorite brand. I like to get the really big bottle, and it's so thick. It really coats your food nicely, and it gives it this delicious savory umami flavor. So you just toss your chickpeas in a little bit of seasoning, and you put them on your baking sheet, and you just bake them at like 400 until they get a little crispy. So it's almost like a crouton, and it's a nice way to have the legumes, which is the shared food of all longevity vitality regions, or beans. So what I do is I get my lettuce leaf, and then I put it on my serving platter. And then I have my toppings here. So I cut up all my toppings. We have the bell peppers, the cucumber, the olives. I'm going to do some slivered almonds on top, but really any nut that you like would be nice. Give it a little bit of crunch. And we have our cherry tomatoes and our purple onions. And then, so we put that on top of the lettuce leaf. And
Elisabeth, a quick question. One of the students wanted to know, did you get your tamari at Target?
They have soy sauce and tamari at Target. My tamari, I purchased it at the Sunshine Market in Morro Bay, but you can also find it at Lassen's in San Luis Obispo and in Santa Maria. I would call ahead just to be sure, but it's, I mean, any tamari or soy sauce is great. Okay, so then I'm going to try not to pour it on my computer. But here we have the lettuce decorated with my toppings. So now it's time for the dressing. And, you know, bottled dressings are okay, but gosh, it's nice to have a fresh salad dressing. It really brings a salad to life. And so I like to make mine from scratch. And there's a lot of easy ways to do that. A nice, easy shortcut is to get a hummus. And Target has a really big variety of hummuses of all different flavors. They have really spicy chili flavored and garlic, and this is the original. And so what does hummus have in it? Hummus has chickpeas and tahini, ground sesame seeds. It also has lemon juice and garlic and some cumin spice and black pepper. And so that enables you to already have a lot of the ingredients for a dressing all together. And so when you're making a dressing, you want usually something that's a little sour. Like today, we're gonna add a little apple cider vinegar to our hummus. And there's a little bit of lemon in it, but I think I'd like to add some fresh lemon to the dressing. A little bit of fresh citrus, whether it's like a lemon or a lime or an orange, any kind of citrus is just gonna really brighten up the flavor of your dressing. And so then right before serving, I would just pour it on my lettuce leaves. Or you could dip your lettuce leaves if you want. Sometimes if you have like a less thick dressing, it's kind of nice to dip. And if you want to, instead of a lettuce leaf or a cabbage leaf, you could use fresh spring rolls. Has anyone ever used fresh spring rolls before? The wrappers. It's like a big noodle. And you can order them at Thai and Vietnamese restaurants. And we also have them at most markets in the Asian food section. And at our, we have lots of local Asian markets as well. And most of them carry the the spring roll wrappers, and it's just like a big noodle, and you can wrap the veggies in it. So one of my other secret ingredients to salad dressing is a little bit of Kalamata olive brine. And so it's a nice use for the brine in your olives. It'll make your dressing taste like olives. I like to use whole plant ingredients. So I don't add oil to my dressing, but if I don't add something kind of thick, it's not going to have that nice smooth mouthfeel, and the flavors might be a little bit harsh. So what I like to do is add like a pureed bean, like in hummus, or a nut butter, like tahini and hummus. And I also have almond butter is another great ingredient for salad dressings as an alternative to oil. Makes it really nice and thick and creamy. You can use that in a ranch dressing if you like ranch. And also mustard is a great addition to make the base of a salad dressing. Avocado is also another great salad dressing base. And this is really nice for a massaged kale salad. You can just put the avocado and a sprinkle of salt and a squeeze of lemon on your salad, and then massage all the kale leaves with it, and it makes a nice dressing for it. And let's see. If you're going in an Asian direction, there is the nut butters. There's also, like, you could use peanut butter or PB2 if you wanted to make something lighter, which is a peanut butter powder. And there's also tamarind, which is used a lot in Thai cooking. And it has like a sweet, sour, sort of fruity flavor, which is really nice in a salad dressing. And you can squeeze in a little orange juice and maybe add a little miso paste. And then sprinkle on some sesame seeds. With Asian dressings, I often like to use rice vinegar, or I'll use rice vinegar for any salad that I want to be a little lighter. And really, I mean, you can slice up cucumbers and just put a little bit of seasoned rice vinegar on it, and you're good to go. It makes a really nice, refreshing salad for the summer. So that is our salad boats. Any questions about salads before we move on to dessert?
And just to let everyone know, I put the recipe in the chat. So if you're curious right now, just to take a look at that, you can download that as well. And that was provided by Elisabeth.
All right.
Hey, yeah. Elisabeth, this is Donna. We had one student ask if they could use do I say it right? Radicchio for the wrap. Yeah.
Oh gosh, radicchio would be wonderful. Like it'd be a little cup. Those would be perfect. I love that idea. You could also use endive. And it'd be like a little hors d'oeuvre. I think that'd be really fun for a party too, like an outdoor, safe, physically distanced party. Yes. Let's see. Any other questions before we move on? I didn't pre-blend it because the ingredients are frozen, so I might need to mute myself for when I actually blend. So I wanted to start out talking about plant milk. And so plant milk, you can buy it in the store. There's some great, there's so many different flavors now. There's pistachio, there's macadamia, there's almond, there's even oat and soy and flax and any kind of nut or seed or grain you can think of, like they've made it into milk. And these milks are really nourishing, and are anti-inflammatory, are a nice alternative to dairy, which a lot of people are intolerant to and has their own drawbacks. So you can spend like $4 on a carton of milk, of plant milk, but it's really easy to make your own. And there's a lot of recipes, but I like to just keep it simple. So I have my Vitamix blender here. Any high powered blender will do. If you're working with just like your most standard blender, not high powered, what you can do is, if since you kind of need to grind up the nuts or the oats or the seeds, you can buy a nut butter or a seed butter, and then you don't even actually need a blender. You can just mix it into the water. So that's something you can do if you don't have a high-speed blender. And so let's see, this is one of my investments. This is one of those, you're like, what appliances do I really need? I feel like I use this multiple times a day, every day. I use it to make salad dressings, smoothies, sauces. I use this all the time. I use it as a food processor. I use it as a blender. And so I get a lot of use out of it. And since it's high speed, I can make molten, like plant-based nacho lava, basically, to pour over nachos. So have my blender. How do I make plant milk? I think I would like an 8-ounce glass of oat milk or oat almond milk for my breakfast. So I like to just make it fresh. I just pour in how much like liquid I want in water. And then about a quarter of that, I make oats and nuts, whichever sounds good to me, whatever I have around in the house. I store them in the freezer so they stay fresh. And so here we have half almonds, half oats. Now with nuts, you can blend them for quite a while and they just get creamier. With oats, you want to stop at 30 seconds. If you go longer than 30, it's going to thicken and it's going to become like a sauce. And it's not going to be a milk consistency. It's going to be more like an Alfredo sauce consistency. So if you're making milk, stop at 30 seconds. You'll want to set a timer unless you're really good at estimating. Other add-ins you can add that are optional: vanilla extract. I'm going to add I like a little vanilla. And then let's add, I like a little sweet. So I'm going to add a date. And dates are my favorite sweetener. And so this is as close to nature a sweetener as you can get, is a fruit. And the date is a dried fruit. And so dried fruit is a great way to sweeten things. So Anthony, can you mute me, or should I come around to mute myself?
I should be able to mute you. Hold on, let me. Okay, you're muted now. So as Elisabeth is doing that, do any of you have questions so far? As I put in the chat, there's always good deals on different types of milk products or plant milk at grocery outlet. You'd be surprised how much you can actually find there and really good deals. And there's grocery outlet in Paso, SLO, Los Osos. I think AG has one now too. So they're throughout the county.
Yeah, they have them everywhere. I think they have one in Santa Maria too.
Yep. And they always have good deals on different types of things. Okay, you're good? Okay, I think she's ready for us.
She might need to unmute herself.
Yeah, you might have to, because it says. There you go.
All right. So there you have it, plant milk. Some people strain it. I like the fiber. I like the whole thing. And so I just drink it as is. And it's creamy. You can see it's fresh. That's one really nice thing. And you get to customize it with whatever flavors you like. And so I'll bring it a little closer. It's got a little bit of froth on it.
So Elizabeth, there's a question. Is it chunky or smooth? The milk that you just made.
Yeah, it is. It's smooth. And let's see. If you didn't want the fiber in it, if you wanted it to be like super just the liquid, then all you have to do is set it in your fridge for about 20 minutes and the fiber will sink to the bottom, and then you just pour the liquid off the top. Or you can get a t-shirt, like a unworn t-shirt, or like a tea cloth, and just pour it through that.
So it sounds like we might be having some technical challenges on hearing. I can hear you fine, Elizabeth, but I'm getting some chat that people can barely hear you. So we may need you to speak up a little louder. I can hear you fine, but I think some other people are having some challenges with the audio.
How is it now?
Hi, Elizabeth, it's Donna. Yeah, when you went around to the computer and you came back, the sound was much lower.
I'm not sure why. Is it still really low?
Yes.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yes, that's much better.
If you just push enough buttons. I found it in like, just push some buttons and it'll work out.
Hey, just one more second. Somebody wanted to know if those almonds were raw.
I would recommend using raw nuts and seeds whenever possible because you're going to get a lot more nutrition. But roasted is fine too. The almonds that I used were the same almonds that I had for the salad, and so they're blanched, and so they're cooked really quickly so that the skin comes off. So that makes them white. So yeah, I got them this way so I wouldn't need to chop them. But if you wanted it to be the most healthy and nourishing, you would buy like a whole raw almond, which most stores have, or a walnut. You could use that on your salad. If you make a plant milk with walnuts, it's a little bit bitter, but I really love it in everything else. So here we have our plant milk. And let's say I want to make pudding for my smoothie bowl, like a chia pudding. So then I just stir in some chia seeds and put it in the fridge overnight. And then I get chia pudding. So I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like tapioca. So we're going to put some of that on our smoothie bowl. So let's make our smoothie. I have some acai here. And I like to do an unsweetened, but any acai will really do. This is what part of my base for the smoothie that makes it nice and thick. is that frozen fruit. And you can use any frozen fruit that you like. I used frozen berries and bananas for mine, but you could use mango. You could use peaches. Peaches just came into season. Has anyone been to Farmers and seen all the stone fruit, the cherries and the peaches? Yeah, those have just started. Those make wonderful smoothies. And then I like to add just like a little bit of oats in mine for a little bit of texture. And it makes them a little bit creamy. So also add some frozen blueberries here. And then, Anthony, will you mute me again?
Yes, you are muted.
So in the meantime, if y'all have any questions, let us know.
Janet, if you could post the link again for the grocery cart, because I did let a few more students in.
Yes, I'll go ahead and do that.
And then the smoothie recipe was just posted, so you're able to download that as well. Yes, the gift card's actually going to come directly from Target. I will send everyone a notification once I have already purchased them. And then I'll send you a message saying, please look out for it, because sometimes it may go to your spam or to your junk folder for Target. But it will not come from me, it'll come directly from Target. But like I just mentioned, I will send you an email saying oops, I have my email open at the same time. I'll send you a notification to look out for the e-card. Yes, and please make sure to remember which email you use. Please use your MyQuest email. It helps us keep track in terms of students in the room, because those are easier for me to double check and verify. If you put a wrong Gmail, it's gonna make it a lot harder for me to find you. And then we'll just let Elisabeth finish up. And then Elisabeth, when you're done, you will have to unmute yourself. All right.
How's my volume?
Good.
Great. Okay, so you'll notice that as I was blending, I was periodically stopping the blender and scraping down the sides. If I was making a really like a more liquidy smoothie, then it would blend itself really. But I want it to be the texture of froyo and soft serve. So that's why I am like needing to scrape down the sides, but you can see like how thick and delicious it is. So let's assemble our smoothie bowl. Has anyone had like a smoothie bowl like that they especially love, or a smoothie? I just love these in the summertime. So let's do some chia seed on there. We'll put some of our pudding. And then we can add a little, I like to put on a little bit of the ingredients that went in it. So let's put on some banana. And whatever nuts or seeds are your favorites, those are great toppings too. And really, it's like a whole meal. You can put on rolled oats, rolled grains, or granola. At Target, they have a really nice oil-free granola. And it's this brand. It's the Bear granola. I got vanilla flavor for today, but they also have ones with berries in them, which are really nice. So let's put on some granola. And I want some blackberries. They have really nice blackberries there. Fresh blackberries. And then I can put some walnuts on. Whatever toppings sound good to you, really. So I'll come around and try not to pour it. But you can see here's our acai berry smoothie bowl. And let's see. And take a bite. You can see how nice and thick it is. Just like ice cream. And if you wanted one that's more like less fruit flavored, I like to use bananas as a base because they're really kind of neutral. And then you could add vanilla, you could add plant milk and nut butters. And you could even drizzle on a little maple syrup if you wanted to. And make sort of like a nutty one. You could add you could make it chocolatey. You could add cacao when you blend it. And then on top, you could put some cocoa nibs, cacao nibs. So what's the difference between cocoa and cacao? Cocoa is the roasted bean, and cacao is raw. And so the delicate fats inside of the cacao are going to be preserved. It's going to have more antioxidants. And it can be a really great energy booster in the morning. It has a lot of minerals in it, magnesium to help relax us. It has some natural stimulants, including caffeine. And just one moment. It's my mother. My mother is calling me. So actually, when our founding fathers when we were just starting the United States as the United States, there was this huge debate: coffee or chocolate for breakfast, hot chocolate. You know, the founding fathers were divided. And some places they served them both as a peace offering. Because people had very strong opinions about whether our national breakfast drink should be coffee or hot chocolate. So it's something that you can put in if you wanted to have this for breakfast, then you could put some cacao in your breakfast smoothie and have a nice sort of pick-me-up in your day. You could drizzle nut butter on top, which is one of my favorite things to do. I might do that. Put a little almond butter on here. And yeah, just decorate it however you like. So,
Elizabeth, you had a question. Are smoothies okay for diabetics?
So here's the thing about smoothies. It is a form of processing. And so what it does is it breaks apart the whole intact plant, and it makes the nutrients more bioavailable, more absorbable. So if I were to have these blueberries whole, and I were to eat those, then they would be absorbed less quickly into my bloodstream than the blended blueberry. And so when we want to maintain a steady blood glucose level, it's important that we absorb carbohydrates slowly. And so eating the intact fruit would be the ideal scenario for someone with diabetes or metabolic syndrome. And eating it paired with nuts can be really helpful, with complex carbohydrates. Smoothies can also be made with non-starchy vegetables or starchy vegetables. You could add in your smoothie base, if you had diabetes or you wanted less calories, you could put in roasted sweet potato as part of your smoothie. You could put in steamed cauliflower, which sounds insane, but it is a very neutral tasting vegetable, and the other flavors of the fruit completely cover it. And you could also put in like a cooked zucchini. You could put in cooked carrots and have it taste a little bit like carrot cake. Those are all things that would make it so that it's absorbed more slowly into your bloodstream while still being able to enjoy a smoothie. And yeah, we get more calories when we have food in a smoothie. So that's one thing to consider too. For athletes, this is a great way to make sure you're getting adequate calories. For those of us who want like maximum weight loss, then eating the whole intact fruit, like a bowl of fruit with maybe some plant milk poured on top, is a really great way to enjoy them.
Elizabeth, there's a question. What is metabolic syndrome?
So another word for metabolic syndrome is pre-diabetes. And so it's when you have elevated blood glucose levels, but it's not considered, it hasn't reached the numeric level to have a diagnosis of diabetes. And so I'll share an interesting bit of new research. We used to not understand what the root cause of diabetes was. And over the last, 50 years, we've learned a lot about diabetes. So I'll speak about type 2 diabetes, which is insulin resistant diabetes. They're finding now that they believe the root cause is an intake of unhealthy fats and the storage of fats in our body. And our body's fat acts as its own organ. The fat in our body is considered like an organ, like a heart or a liver or a kidney. It's an endocrine organ, which means it produces hormones. And if we have over a certain percentage of body fat, that means that we're releasing hormones that make it so that we're resistant to insulin. And it's because the fat is marbling our tissues and interrupting the absorption of glucose. So one way we can treat diabetes is type 2 insulin resistant, is to make sure that we're having a low fat diet and really minimizing animal products, including all meats, including seafood, sea animals, eggs, dairy from mammals. And so also we don't want to overdo fats in plants. So if we are diabetic, insulin resistance, and we want to really bring back our health and be able to become more insulin sensitive and nourish our pancreas, so we're producing more insulin, then we want to maybe not do too many nuts, not do too much seeds or avocado or olives or oils or animal products, and really emphasize the grains, the legumes, the starchy potatoes and sweet potatoes, the non-starchy vegetables like the salad boats, and then as we heal over the course of like say 2 or 3 months, that's what it's going to take for you to sort of reach like a more healthy glucose control, and then you can start introducing more fruit into your diet. As a diabetic, you can eat carbohydrate, and you want to eat carbohydrate, the preferred fuel of your body. We just need to make sure we're eating the right amount. So that would be well, I won't go into too much detail, but about 45 grams per meal.
Great, thank you. So we are nearing the end of our hour. We've shared, or Elizabeth shared 2 different recipes. I have uploaded those, so you have access to those. Janet just posted again the resource card link for everyone to fill out. And we'll use the last few minutes for any questions that you may have for Elisabeth.
I hope you enjoy the rest.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's quite a few thank yous coming through.
Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. Have a wonderful summer.
More thank yous. Thank you.
Hey, Angie.
There was a question about maybe what kind of food should we be eating around finals to help us get us through the week?
Yes. We want to stay awake during finals without caffeine, which can make us more tired because, it sort of, it's like a credit card withdrawing energy that we don't have and sort of draining our reserves. So that's where we really want to emphasize the non-starchy vegetables. And so these are great snacks during finals, and it's going to give you all of the phytonutrients, the full rainbow of colors that you need for vitality and energy and mental acuity without feeling sluggish. And so you can really fill up on these and still power on through your studying session. I would suggest avoiding like really heavy foods, highly refined foods. Those may be the things that we crave because they give us comfort. But a great way to address a craving is also like fresh fruit, snacking on fresh fruit like these blackberries. That's a great snack. Bananas, having a banana with some almond butter. That's another great snack while you're studying. Sweet potatoes. And you can load up your potatoes. You could buy a can of bean chili, pour that over your baked potato, and then you could pour on some cashew butter and do some avocado on it. That's a really fun one. Pistachios.
Any other questions? Just getting a lot of thanks. One was you should work with Gordon Ramsay, so maybe that would be in your future, or maybe we do some kind of after COVID and we're get back to some kind of normal routine, doing something on campus like a master chef. That would be fun. Something like that would be interesting. Any other questions for Elisabeth?
When it's safe, I think it'd be really fun to do a demo where you got to try the food. All be together someday.
Well, thank you all for coming out. As I mentioned, this is our final Cougar Voices. Our team's going to be working over the summer to hopefully have additional Cougar Voices in the fall. So keep an eye out for that if you are returning to Cuesta. We are planning to continue some form of Cougar Voices. So we will definitely keep you updated. Please continue to check the Student Services Hub on Canvas. You'll see other updates for other types of events that occur in the next week or two. For those that are graduating, congratulations on that. We are excited to have our drive-through commencement next Friday, so we're excited about that.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining us. We're really happy that you were able to join us today, and we hope that you're finishing a strong semester. And just know that we're here to help you. Hope you have a good day.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. We'll wait for the last few, and then we will